me noticing that my friend has bad anxiety. So I use my cuteness to cheer them up. Them happy because I changed their life.
I don't know, man. This day and age with this much wince-worthy content going around, you gotta put your face a little closer to the camera if you want me to cringe at it. Hi again, guys, and welcome back to, you know there's a spider in the corner of your room, right? I saw it behind you over there, and I don't want to freak you out, but it would feel worse if I, didn't let you know of the danger. Today we're looking at another person from TikTok. I know, very exciting, groundbreaking stuff for the channel, but today's subject is someone special. There's someone who I view as a kind of spiritual successor to one Andrew Curtis. Thanks for 1 million views on that video, by the way. I made so much money off you schmucks. Today we're looking at someone called 420 Althea. It just might be Althea or Thea for short. I don't know. Have you ever actually met someone named Thea? The only reason I know that that's an actual name is because I watched Arrow when I was 14, and that was one of the characters' names, I think. Anyways, Althea's account is very clearly an act. Without showing you any videos, let me read her bio to you. Super popular and goofy. I always stay litty. Follow me. Be happy. Yeah, I was kind of a popular loner in high school. I was aloof and mysterious, and everybody loved me for how very nonchalant I became. That was my impression of myself 5 years ago. I was very cool and definitely not bullied. I'm sure that gave you the gist of what we're here to do, so let's look through some of her TikToks. But before we shoot our load any further, I want to tell you about this video sponsor, Adam and Eve. If you go to adamandeve.com and use code Kwite, you get 50% off one item and free shipping in the United States and Canada. Some exclusions apply. They have a 90-day no-hassle return policy, and 20% of Adam and Eve's profits go to the fight against the spread of HIV, so you can get your rocks off for a good cause. Thanks again to them for sponsoring this video. Anyways, back to the wind blowing through my hair. Oh yeah, also subscribe with notifications on or I'll skin you alive. Bruh, she looks like a duck at the end, and not in the intentional duck face selfie sort of way, more like the pictures that make you realize ducks have teeth on their tongues. That aside, she threw a punch, and everybody knows I'm kind of the best boxer alive. I basically taught Tyson Fury everything he knows, so I'm the de facto authority on swinging your fists around. It's not the worst punch I've ever seen thrown on TikTok, but I've also seen people with no arms throw punches on TikTok, so that's not saying much. Regardless, she does get a little rotation in there, like a 5 degrees. She'll probably only come away from whatever person's skull she's bashing in with a few broken fingers. One thing and I'm pretty sure every commentary channel out there really hates about TikTok is the copyrighted music issue. I have to replace the original audio so I can keep making money, but that also means I have to mute the screaming Althea added over the top of her transformation. It takes the experience from a 4 to a very solid 8. I could try recreating the screaming and putting it over top myself, but it just wouldn't be the same. Althea has a few videos with a specific brand of noises that I'm sorry I have to rob you of, and I just don't feel qualified to try and imitate. Ah, Fortnite. Now she really knows the way to a man's heart. I want to say I like the Kubrick stare at the end, but with the way her hair and hands frame her face, she ends up looking more like that hoodie behind the ears kid from Vine. To me, the main difference between her and Andrew Curtis is that she's not leveraging some unreasonable level of actual talent and turning it into something cringe. She's just making faces at the camera, which she does quite well, to be fair. The difference is that Andrew could really sing. Some people noticed that in my video on him, a lot of the singing bits were muted, and that's because the singing was so good that despite the weird growling noises he'd make between lines, they got copyright claimed as cover songs. I had to scrub out his angelic voice if I wanted to keep my ads. Do you know how much that hurt? That fall at the end was so sudden. Just fighting 1 second, then vaporize the next. That shitting in my litter box thing is actually a real issue. Not everybody knows this because she's not in all my videos, but I have a cat. Her name's Smoke, and recently she's taken to kicking her shit out of the litter box and just smearing it on the bathroom floor. And if you guys know me by now, you would be very familiar with the fact that the bathroom floor is my favorite place to hang out. Turns out that I don't like poop being in the places I like to chill. I don't know if she's just playing with it without thinking, or she just likes tormenting me. It's probably both, but I've taken measures to put her back in her place. It's very simple, really. I just do the same thing back to her. Whenever I have to poop, I do it where she likes to hang out. Inside her litter box, in her cat tree, in her bed. Sometimes I'll poop in the toilet so that it's nice and soggy. I'll scoop it out and then place it in her leisure spots by hand while she watches. That way she knows I did it, and she hasn't pushed her shit out of the litter box since. Ugh, wow. This TikTok fails on so many different levels. She somehow ends up listing the same type of personality twice. Let me go Professor Lando on you real quick to explain. Oh shit, this is hard to move on carpet. I should not have locked the wheels. I'm not as strong as my massive muscles would make you think. Okay, so you have your standard alpha, spelled like this, I think. Dominating, confident, charismatic, fucks you in the ass good, basically everything I wanted a man. Then you have your disobedient alphas. This is a much longer word, and I hate writing. These are the alphas who go against society and do what they want. And you want to know what is the opposite of what society wants is? That's right, playing Fortnite. So saying you're a disobedient alpha and a Fortnite gamer is just kind of redundant. And it shows to me that these are just terms Althea has heard in passing and is throwing them around with no understanding of what any of them actually mean. It's kind of insulting, honestly. Fuck, why did I ever put this on carpet? You know, one thing I think Althea's really mastered is that sped up TikTok motion. Andrew seems to rely mostly on just what he can already do with his body at baseline. Whether that's dribbling his hair like a basketball or singing, he never really augmented it with technology. I think Althea recognizes the limits of her raw performance ability and uses clever TikTok editing to make it that much more exaggerated. For instance, in this video, using a filter while laying down and being arrested so that it looks all lopsided and funky until you stand back up. That's a stroke of undeniable genius. And yes, I am using big words to make my analysis seem more impressive than it actually is. This is incredibly relatable to someone like me especially. Being a real-life Looney Tunes cartoon character is really tough. Whenever I eat spicy food and it's a bit too much for me to handle, I just spit flames out my mouth like a character eating the curry in Smash Bros. It's a personal rule for me as well that no matter the context, whenever somebody uses the Brendan Fraser crying eyes, I give them bonus points. I don't know, something about looking like someone tried to gouge your eyes out and you just barely managed to stop them will always have a special place in my heart. This is always a question in my mind when I make videos on people. What are their parents thinking at this particular moment? Like, not enough to actually go out seeking the real answer, because that would be weird as hell and an invasion of privacy. It more serves as like a thought experiment in my head. Althea looks like she's at an age where living in a house that big means you're still with your parents. So I imagine they're just sitting at dinner together and her mom asks, "So sweetie, what TikTok did you make today?" And then she has to explain to her parents the difference between an alpha and a beta while eating a meal. I would probably try to choke and die on my food on purpose. Okay, this TikTok makes no sense. She refers to her pack as a wolf pack, but then proceeds to use a cat face filter? It's like she's not even trying. It just makes no sense. Everybody knows cats are aloof and hate everybody around them. They do things like shit on your favorite spot in the bathroom floor to lay on. I just can't imagine a cat developing that kind of attachment to anybody. I think this TikTok may have been the inflection point for Althea's blow up. Not only is it, from what I can tell, the most popular TikTok she's made, but it rides off the success of the TikTok that I originally found Andrew Curtis from. They both use that very cursed acoustic guitar instrumental to look incredibly quirky. And this brings up a pretty potent point I wanted to make about this kind of trend of satirical cringe TikTokers. While I think Althea specifically has managed to add something of her own to the medium by taking a different angle of the things she satirizes, being an over-exaggeration of the not like other girls trope, I'm afraid that she and Andrew are not the last of their kind that we will see. In my eyes, there's a kind of bravery it took Andrew Curtis when he did his original act. For him, there was no guarantee of success. He just put him doing indisputably hard to watch shit out on the internet without knowing if people would be able to tell if it was fake or not. Much less if he would find lasting success with it. There was no safety net. He took a gamble and the risk paid off. The same can be said about Althea. She put a spin on the trend without knowing if it would work more than once. The problem is that now we have multiple people who have made that formula work, and there may be copycats willing to act in the ways they do just for the profit, not for the love of the art. That aside, I think only time will tell if I'm right, so I'm going to wrap this one up here. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to drop a like and subscribe with notifications on, otherwise I'll do something vaguely threatening to you. Remember, don't go after anyone I talked about this video. It was made in good fun, and you look like a dumbass when you go out and do that shit. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Kwite, where I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Subscribe to my second channel, Quote, where I post stream highlights. Join my Discord, discord.gg/Kwite, and follow me on Twitter @Kwite. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I'll see you guys next time.